anytime people with lorers, bug abusers, I'm just worried that you're going to get with. That's all I'm saying. I don't want huge fee in it. I am literally telling you right now, I am not threatening you. I have no part in any of how they do it. I just know about what they do.
What if I told you there was one group responsible for exploiting things like the Scrimshaw dupe, the Fresh Start Worlds dupe, and RuneScape 3's Dimension of Disaster smuggles for massive profit? Just one group of players that's banded together to use certain bugs to amass massive amounts of gold they can real-world trade for cryptocurrency and IRL cash. Well, there is. I've spent the last few months investigating one of the oldest and most malicious bug abuse groups in RuneScape's history. In this video, I'll share my findings, talk about some of the bugs this group has exploited over the years, what the aliases of the members are, some of the real-life crimes they've allegedly committed, and even how they've already tried doxing me just for asking questions. Full disclaimer, I take steps to preserve the identity of private individuals when making videos. Public figures, including but not limited to individuals who've made public statements, including public posts or messages in the past, are not included. While investigating this bug abuse group, they attempted to threaten me with unsubstantiated claims. I was also doxxed. Additionally, numerous sources I worked with to learn about the group received threats. Their families also received threats. As I discuss this group's alleged crimes, I encourage viewers to reach their own conclusions about the group's motivations and the level of alleged involvement in criminal activities. One group that's exploited RuneScape 3 so much goes by Team Hacks, or QA Team, but everyone I've spoken with calls it by another name, Zeb Group. People call it Zeb Group outside of its inner circle because its leader, a player whose alias is Zeb. A longtime RS player based out of England, he has a background being close to black hat cyber criminals on online hacking forums which no longer exist. In the early stage of researching this video, I chatted with Zeb over text in a Discord group DM. He pushed relentlessly for me not to include the word Zeb in this video, claiming it was, quote, his name. I do not want to dox Zeb, but I have confirmation it is not his real-life name and is just an online alias. It's also connected to public online profiles, which he's used in the past to provide information to RuneScape YouTubers for their videos. My guess is he just didn't want me making this video. Zeb Group is confirmed to have been responsible for exploiting the Scrimshaw dupe covered in Protox's video. There's a link in the description below. If you haven't seen it in the past, I really recommend watching it. It's a great piece touching on the basics of what occurred during the Scrimshaw dupe. They were also responsible for exploiting Fresh Start World's duplication glitch in RuneScape 3. This brought an excess of supplies into Fresh Start Worlds early on when it first started and got attention on the RuneScape Reddit, as well as other social media communities. You might have seen these screenshots floating around where a JMod actually approached one of Zeb Group's members in-game and asked for them to trade their gold to the JMod after they amassed a large amount through a Discord community, which they used to facilitate swapping between the main game and Fresh Start Worlds. Currently, they are responsible for smuggling items out of Dimension of Disaster. Items like Xenomarks, the zombie cosmetic outfit, and other cosmetics that are obtained inside of Dimension of Disaster during the quest or during quest replays are removed and retain their tradable status in the normal game world. They are then sold for GP, which can be real-world traded. I myself received some Xenomarks for free over a year ago from a friend I later learned acts as a kind of intermediary or dealer between Zeb Group and players who might buy their items. Note when I mention the most notorious bugs they've used, I say the word exploited. This is because Zeb Group isn't generally the one that has found the bugs they're using. As much as I've dug, it seems the group's only real type of bug they've discovered firsthand as a RuneScape hacking group is what's referred to as forced teleports. These are bugs that forcefully teleport you from one location to another, and in cases like the Dimension of Disaster exploit, can be used to bring you back to the main world while bypassing the usual safeguards that would remove Dimension of Disaster items. I've confirmed through my sources that Zeb Group regularly seeks out freelance bug abusers who find exploits like the Scrimshaw duplication glitch and Fresh Start World dupe. Zeb Group has 2 tools at its disposal for getting a hold of these techniques from players who actually discover the bugs. They try to buy the steps to recreate the bug from the freelancer using real-world money or in-game GP. If this fails, they go to extreme lengths to locate the freelancer's IRL identity so they can allegedly blackmail them. Zeb himself has allegedly coerced freelance bug abusers into giving up exploits to his group by doing things like allegedly threatening family members, allegedly calling IRL employers and telling them fake things about the person he's targeting, and more that I can't discuss without the risk of revealing sources or specific scenarios which the group might use to target others again. That was a lot to process, but it's important to share. Personally, I don't feel these are good people. Zeb and his friends came into my stream once to share personal information they dug up on me, just to prove they'll dox someone if they perceive a threat. I've been told he'll try to DMCA this video if I mention his content. He clearly doesn't understand fair use. And they've tried saying I've done all sorts of terrible things just to get me not to publish. But it's important for me to make this video for the RuneScape community so we can look after one another. Finding bugs is okay if you immediately report them to Jagex. Some things are harmless, even graphical glitches, for example. But when a group acts like a picturesque representation of an evil hacker group and threatens other players when it suits them, they are definitely not something we should tolerate as a community. Even while I researched and spoke with sources for this video, Zeb Group started finding the family members of anyone they thought I had so much as spoken to. I was not surprised to see people draw back after they told me their loved ones had been threatened. The stress and anxiety that's brought on by this kind of behavior is undeniable. I personally delayed this video time and time again in order to let things cool down for myself and others. I hope you were able to learn more about the dark side of RuneScape from this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below.